let's enter subcontractors. When we initially get into subcontractors, your list is empty. Let's go ahead and enter in a new subcontractor simply by clicking on the icon, Add Subcontractors, here in the upper right-hand corner. I'll go ahead and do that. And when we do that, the entry window for the subcontractors is going to open up, and you'll simply just walk down this list. So first off, what is the subcontractors, right? So maybe it is the electricians, as we've got here, right? And how do you want to pay for this? How do you want to account for this expense? Now, we've got the same categories that we do for materials in here, or the overhead expenses, where you could enter it in the same dollar amount monthly, same dollar amount each quarter, same dollar amount twice a year, or the entire amount at the end of the year. Again, just like with materials, I recommend that you use direct labor hours. In other words, the more hours the guys are billable hours the guys are working in the field, the more of the subcontractor expenses that you're going to incur. And so I'm going to choose direct labor hours, simply put in what is the total annual amount of the subcontractor's cost. So maybe each year we spend $50,000 on electricians. So the subs coming in doing their work. On the right-hand side, you can already see that it's based, here's your total number of billable hours that you've got throughout the year as you've entered into your model with your direct labor employees. How much of that expense we're going to allocate from a cost standpoint. And then the next entry down here is for subcontractors. Many times we'll mark that up, right? So whether you use markup or margin, you'll simply use the appropriate category. In my case, I put a 15% margin. I use a divisor on those, so I'll enter that in. At that point, it's automatically calculating how much revenue per month we're going to bring in here as well. And so when I scroll down on this page, I can see my grand totals at the bottom, my total cost of $50,000. I'm selling that for, looks like $58,000 is what I have in there. Now I'm going to allocate this to a given department. And so in this case, this is all, let's say it's 50% installation, 50% replacement. All right, I'll plug those two in. And when you're done, simply click on Accept in the bottom right-hand corner. That will now add that particular subcontractor to my list. So I can see the description, what is it, how we spread it. I recommend that we use direct labor hours for these. What's the total cost? We're using a 15%, in our case, a margin, right? But again, it tells you that amount, what we're selling it for. And then over on the far right, you've got the 3 action items there. Action item simply means that you can do more with it. So anytime you see those 3 dots, you can simply click on them, right? And it gives you 3 different options. Number 1, I can go in and I can edit it, so I can change that particular value. Second one is I can delete it if I entered it incorrectly. Or third, if I've got 2 entries that are very similar, I can actually copy this one, give it a new name, and just make any edits that I want to do from that point forward. As always with any of these screens, right on the very bottom, we've got our total subcontractors. That's the total cost and the total revenue for all of our subs combined in this particular case. If you have any additional questions regarding entering subcontractors, feel free to give us a call here at Grandy & Associates.